So, lads, I genuinely didn't think this was real, and I don't think that I don't. First of all, I don't think this. I didn't think a video was real. I saw Brick Center talking about Satu. Like, we all saw this slap in the face clip from Satu, and then they just said WNBA rejected a deal that was 4 times. Like, the video is completely unrelated. And I got sent this link right here by what you call it, by Rhodes Rants. He replied to one of my tweets with this link, and it's literally this. So obviously this was a couple of days ago, near 9 days ago at this stage, and I can't believe this did not become more of a deal, bigger deal. So if you guys didn't see, obviously it's talking about a lockout. Where is it? It says here, per Wumake, the WNBA's latest offer to its players, while dramatically increasing the salary cap and maximum base salaries, which a league source suggested could quadruple at $1 million, follows the same model as the current CBA. They're not going to win this. The players are not going to win this. They're not going to win this. They are getting quadruple salary for a few years, and then it's going to increase by 5% a year. They're not going to win. It says here, because the CBA began in 2020, yada yada. It's basically the same system that we exist in. They're promoting a system that involves revenue that will grow with the business. When you approach it from perspective of the responsible proposal, yes, money is more, but ultimately, if you look at it, grow the business and money relevant to a percentage of everything is virtually staying the same. Well, yeah. I'm sorry, like, the player, first of all, I would love for the players to get paid more money. And I think that there will be a lot of players making a lot more money. I think the problem is, straight up, that it is, like, the owners have lost a bunch of money and they're there to make money. It's an American sports league. Like, if this wasn't an American sports league, it'd be very different with CBAs and everything. You have to negotiate with the cheapest owners in the league. You have to negotiate with the cheapest owners in your league. That is basically what you're doing. You are negotiating with the cheapest owners in the entire league. And yeah, it's an unfortunate situation. But in terms of the revenue percentage, let's just talk about this right now. They want a similar percentage to the NBA, and that's never going to happen. Why is it never going to happen? Because the WNBA only owns 42% of the league. So if you get the same revenue split as the NBA, which is 50-50, then the NBA get 20% of the league. Or 20% of league revenue. Or sorry, the WNBA players will get 20% of league revenue. But the problem is that charter flights cost a significantly larger percentage of the revenue. Benefits, all of these things the WNBA players want, cost a significantly larger chunk of that percentage when a league makes hundreds of millions over tens of billions. Like, there's a big, big difference there in the amount of money that is being used in charter flights. So yes, the salaries are going to quadruple. It probably, like, to run a WNBA team, it's probably going to cost you $6 million-ish to pay salaries with what they're doing. And by the end of the years, it would cost a little more. If I was the players, I would have an early opt-out. They were able to early opt-out after 5 years the last time. If I was the players, I would have an early opt-out after 4 years. After 3 years. So everybody signing 1 to 3 year deals, I would have an early opt-out. I would try to get an early opt-out. But from my perspective, this absolutely sounds like this is a fair offer. Because I know that the TV deals have increased more than fourfold, but the cost of running a team is way higher. The amount of these teams that are spending hundreds of millions on facilities, and by that I mean it's more than 50% of WNBA teams are spending 70, 80, 90, 100 million on facilities. So these owners are making sure that the players are getting everything that they're asking for. They are not going to give up. And by the way, I want the players to get paid more. I don't want it to be a lockout. But the owners who have lost so much money over the last 25 years, who are going to lose so much money when it comes to the what you call it? When it comes to, like, they're actually going to lose money in the TV deals, by the way, with expansion. The more expansion there is, the less money they get by the TV deals. And, like, if you guys don't know, the players, I'm not joking, or the teams, they get from the TV deal that they bring in, they make about, I think it comes out as like 8 million a year. The teams get 8 million a year. And which is just a little bit more than the salary cap, which is a little bit more than paying their players. So basically, everything in terms of the TV deal, which is the main source of revenue, and that is before the expansion teams. And again, the expansion teams, they make a little bit once off, but they don't make a little bit, like, as time goes on, they'll eventually lose money, which is why the NBA is not expanding. It is now a situation where it's not the right time to be all in. It's basically the same system we exist in right now. They're trying to change the system. The problem is that they want more money and a system change. And there was a whole bunch of, like, other things. And let's be honest. I don't think they would be happy either if teams decided, if they wanted to, give the player salary a certain amount of the salary cap. And let's just say hypothetically, they then said, okay, the players earn X amount more money, but for the foreseeable, players are responsible for their own travel. Okay, yeah, we use a different split, but players are responsible for their own travel, and we don't need to like, contracts aren't going to be guaranteed. Like, all these things, like, they can, like, you're not going to screw over billionaires when it comes down to money. None of these players and none of these owners lose money by the league not happening. The only thing is the problem is that I can guarantee you that it is because of revenue splits and salary caps and everything that this becomes a huge problem. If it was literally just teams could pay whatever they want, the Indiana Fever could pay people millions a year because they're packing up the stadium. And then that stops parity and all this. The problem with this whole situation is that it's an American sports league. It's an American sports league, and the owners are not going to give. The owners are completely willing to pay the players. So it seems like the owners are willing to pay the players. Like, Stewie said she wanted the contracts to be up in $1 million, and then that happened, and now they're moving the goalposts as well. But the problem is that why would owners give up equity in a league where they have lost hundreds, tens, if not hundreds of millions, while also give up equity, while also paying, give up control while paying the players more. Well, not even while paying the players more, while they know they're going to make a profit. While they're bringing in money, is like, they know that in the next 5 years, they're going to make their money back. And maybe when these owners make their money back and become profitable, then we can renegotiate. But all that giving the players a different revenue split is, by the way, that means that expansion fees are going to increase the salary cap, which might do this weird thing where the salary cap spikes every year. Like, relocation fees, what the hell are they doing with selling teams? Like, it just is a really weird situation for them to redo their system. But at the end of the day, look, I hope the players get paid more. I hope there's no lockout, but I would say it's probably 60-40 on it being a lockout. If they're not happy with salaries quadrupling, there's going to be a lockout.